everybody, happy Friday and happy Dan, because I'm filming this not long after Chelsea just beat Liverpool in the Premier League. Spoiler, 3-1, great performance. I appreciate Liverpool not necessarily at full strength, but there's still enough players out there to give us a bit of a challenge, and Palmer scored for the first time in forever, but it was a great performance. Hopefully that just continues to the end of the season. And to cap that off, we are going to be looking at what is hopefully going to be one of the most spectacular and amazing shirts released this year. Like I said in the previous video, it's one that you are probably not familiar with, though after this video, who knows, maybe it's be one that you'll be trying to add to your own collections. It's been bought directly from the club store. I've had this for a couple of weeks now. It actually shipped within like 3 days, considering where it's come from. It's not the furthest country, but it was still rather impressive. So let's get it open and see what it looks like in person. There is a pretty amazing graphic on the front, and I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be subtle or quite bold. I think it might be quite subtle, but let's see. Doo-doo-doo. It's the shirt. Rear of the shirt. There we go. So it's a white-bodied shirt, and you'll see there's nothing really going on there, with the exception on the back of the neck. And we have some Latin, and then we also have 3 arrows. Kind of reminds me of the Sanfrecce shirt from Japan. Now I can see the front of the shirt here. It's really cool. It is really, really cool. Here we go. Bring it round to the front of the shirt. Hopefully the camera does it justice. There we go. So it's still the white-bodied shirt, but it has this purple colour scheme and maybe, more importantly, a purple design. Look at that detailing there. Look at the graphic. Look at the artistry of this particular shirt. This is amazing. Look at that crest. I don't think there'll be too many people familiar with this club because I didn't know it existed until about a few weeks ago. If you're from this country, maybe you wouldn't even necessarily know them. But there it is. That is an absolutely beautiful shirt, a work of art. Look at that. Beautiful. So let me adjust the mannequin and I'll tell you about the club, this beautiful shirt, and anything else that I can find. Well, there is the shirt, and I did promise it was going to be something pretty spectacular. I think you would agree that is what this shirt is. But who is the club? It doesn't really give you any idea with regards to the crest, unless you're familiar with it. Now, you may have noticed something at the bottom here. It does say FC Oslo, and conveniently, that is the team. It is FC Oslo, and it's their home shirt from 2025. Yes, it has only just been released. The season's only just begun in Norway, because obviously it gets quite cold over the winter period. And yeah, this is their latest shirt. So I bought this one directly from the club store, as I mentioned. Surprisingly, there's not many of these floating around in like Sports Direct, and this one cost me £76. I think there was some shipping. I can't remember off the top of my head how much it was, but it's pretty standard £76. Specifically when you're coming from this country, the shirts do generally cost a little bit more. So at this point I would say if you want to buy it, you buy it from the club store. Well, you'll have to wait because they're sold out. They've sold out. I think they may have extra large in available, but they've totally sold out, which I'm not too surprised because it's a beautiful, beautiful shirt. And the club is quite small, so I don't know if they're anticipating to sell as many as they have done. It's the beginning of the season. Surely there has to be some level of restock going. So I think there's like one of those subscribe notification boxes where if you put your email in, and if it's something you are interested in, just put it in there, and hopefully you're lucky to have it restocked. So, when it comes to the club, they were founded in 2017, a really young club when it comes to European football. And of course, they come from the city of Oslo, which is in Norway. Yes, it's the capital of Norway, and it's Norwegian football. I don't have that many Norwegian shirts, so it was even better when I was able to pick this one up, because it's not often that teams from Norway generally do appear in the UK, and obviously this one I've had to buy directly, and most Norwegian clubs from when I've been looking don't want to ship to the UK. It'd be like a Brexit sort of thing. So yeah, really, really happy with this one. So they currently play in the 3rd division, which is actually the 4th tier in Norway. They call it the Norwegian 3rd division, so it's quite a long way down. And of course I mentioned that the season's only just begun. At time of recording, they played 3 games, won 1 and drawn 2, so you know, they were unbeaten at the beginning of the season. And last season they finished in 4th place, so that's a pretty good finish, though I think only the top team gets promoted to the 3rd tier, so it's going to be tough. They're going to have to play really, really well all season to get that promotion. However, the Norwegian Cup has started as well at the beginning of the season, and I think it's one of those ones where clearly every team just gets put into the first round. So you've got teams from like the fourth tier, maybe even below that, and you've even got teams from the top division. And this is what happened. FC Oslo were drawn against Vålerenga, who are now in the top division. They generally bounce between the top and the second division. They only got promoted last year from the second tier. And FC Oslo won the game. They beat them on penalties, which is like a massive upset. Surely, I mean, I don't know much about Norwegian football, but surely that's got to be one of the biggest upsets in Norwegian football. I mean, this is, I can only imagine their amateur level, at best semi-pro. I'd be surprised if it was semi-pro, but I'd say at the very least amateur going on there. I mean, that is remarkable. And also, when they play football, they don't play on grass. I mean, it's artificial turf. It was similar to when Chelsea played Djurgården. I think that was an artificial turf. Again, it's because of the weather. And they play on like an indoor arena, similar to what I play on when I play with my mates. And it was just a mad thing seeing like this big team in Vålerenga coming to play against FC Oslo and then winning on penalties. And it was this shirt that was worn in that match as well, so it certainly helped probably with some further sales when it was floating around on social media and everything, and it's made the shirt even better. Unfortunately, they did actually get drawn. I think it was against another top tier team in the cup, and they did lose that one, but I don't think they were too bothered. I mean, just to get a massive result against that certainly suggests that there's there's a chance, there's a light at the end of a tunnel that they could sort of find themselves getting promoted throughout the divisions. So, of course, this is a Nike shirt. You can tell by the Nike tick, and it's actually quite interesting because it's got like a plastic transfer similar to what you would expect on like a player spec shirt from Nike. This is embroidered in. If this was a player spec, it would have been transferred on. But then on the inside of that, it's got like almost like a fabric on it with a little bit of a sort of shine. So it's never seen that style approach before, and it's strange to see that on a fourth tier team. Usually you would expect them to have typical Nike teamwear and it just be white, and then obviously the sponsor, which is quite remarkable considering, if you are a supporter of a team who plays in like the third tier in England and you're with Nike, I don't really understand why you aren't doing this sort of thing. I mean, if a team with immensely less resources are able to pull off a shirt like this, then surely a team with more resources should be able to do that, because at the end of the day, people are going to want to buy it. But I don't know the ins and outs of it, but there's got to be some give there, wouldn't you say? So the design of the shirt was inspired by the coat of arms, the seal of Oslo, which has the Saint Halvard, which is this fellow right here, which you'll see there, and it's got that beautiful design. It's really, really interesting. It's also got this lady laying in front of him at the bottom there. I'm not entirely sure if that's on the seal, but that's a little addition going on there. And then you've got 4 stars, which are also present on the sort of coat of arms of Oslo. So it's obviously very, very inspired by the city where the club is from. And then on the back of the neck, you did have some Latin. Surprise, surprise, I'm not Frank Lampard. I don't know Latin. But it does translate to whatever it suggests on the screen about now. And it's also the stuff that's generally in the club crest, but obviously on the version you're seeing here, it's just I can only imagine that's the O, or that weird O from Norway sort of thing. But if you are interested in getting something from this club, they have just released their away shirt, which is available to buy on the website and has availability in all sizes, I think, apart from extra small. And that's also really cool also. So, yeah, maybe get them both. Wait for them both to become available and pick it up. Even last year's shirt was really smart as well. So they clearly know what they're doing. They're trying to market their stuff. And I just think this is a beautiful, beautiful shirt. The design is subtle enough, but you can still see it here. Usually the distance is, it kind of makes it a little bit difficult to see. But I think this is one of the best shirts that I will add to my collection in 2025. And I think this will certainly stand out. It's the best shirt from Norway that I have right now. And it all works really well. These are all transferred on. Got that nice thing, bit of Oslo. This is like just a screen printed graphic. It's a beautiful, beautiful shirt. It really, really is. So yeah, I would suspect there'll be some people watching this who are interested. FC Oslo, go to the website, shop, and they have clearly obviously shipped to the UK and most likely a lot of other places. So there we go. Very, very happy. Very, very good. So what have I got left? I've got quite a few shirts to go, to be honest, and I've got quite a few arriving. I've done a bit of spending this month or last month, or depending on when I bought them. Some really cool stuff. So bear that in mind. And I've also got a lot of shirts to open that I'll be getting rid of also. So at some point I will do that. Anyway, guys, thank you as always for watching my videos. Really do appreciate it. Absolutely do. I read all the comments, and even though sometimes I forget to reply to them because, you know, just how things are, I do read them all, and all the positive stuff is really nice to read. Guys, I hope you have a great weekend ahead. I really do. And I'll see you on Tuesday probably for something equally, well, hopefully equally as cool, but it might not be able to achieve that because this is a beautiful shirt. Anyway, goodbye.